The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRCMedia, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
This week on FRCmedia News, Governor Maura Healey visits St. Anne's Hospital to celebrate its sale to Brown University Health. 2 sections of the city will see their trash pickup days change in 2 weeks. And a local organization provides job opportunities to teen artists. All this and more coming up. It's Thursday, November 21st, 2024. This is FRCmedia News. I'm Keith Tebow. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey was in the city this week to celebrate the saving of St. Anne's Hospital by its new owner, Brown University Health. The Rhode Island-based healthcare provider took over control of St. Anne's and Morton Hospital in Taunton by paying $175 million to former owner Stewart Healthcare, which announced its bankruptcy earlier this year. Governor Healey participated in an unveiling of a banner outside the hospital and then toured the facility. At a press briefing, the governor touted the work done by her administration and Brown University Health in preserving the community hospital and the Commonwealth status as a nationwide leader in providing and preserving quality health care.
We lead for a reason, and it is the dedication and the talent that I just saw on the floors that I was able to walk through this afternoon. It's a collective commitment shared to ensuring access to affordable health care, not as a privilege, but as a right in our state, and a right that we take seriously. Our administration does, our legislature does, and our providers and our employees and workforce do as well. I'm proud that in Massachusetts we were able to do something that no other state was able to do. There were Stewart facilities in states around the country, but only in Massachusetts were we able to do what we did, which was to save hospitals, to protect jobs, and to protect the stability of a healthcare market and access to critically needed care. That includes 1,500 jobs right here at St. Anne's.
Brown University Health President and CEO John Fernandez says he's excited about the possibilities St. Anne's can play in serving the healthcare needs of Greater Fall River, guided by the dedication of the hospital staff.
The one thing that I wanted to make sure people knew and that they wanted everybody to know is that it's the people at St. Anne's and at Morton, the staff, the nurses, the doctors, that persevered through a very, very tough time. I cannot even imagine how difficult it was. It's hard enough to deliver care, but it's even harder under the circumstances that they were under. So that commitment to me reminded me, and I know reminded many other people, why they got into healthcare, which is to take care of people. There's a lot of work ahead, and we look forward to everybody's support and getting that done. I like to focus on GSD, which is get stuff done, and the people here at St. Anne's have welcomed Brown Health warmly, and we look forward to working with everybody here to have a thriving health system in this area.
Erin Geary has been a nurse at St. Anne's for 27 years. She says despite the challenges at the hospital over the last 4 years, the staff remain committed to the mission of serving patients.
We have been through many changes and challenges in the last few years, probably starting with COVID and more recently with everything with Stewart. However, I will say that St. Anne's is a very unique place to work. I was a little surprised to do this today, but I was advised to speak from my heart, and that I will do because St. Anne's has a lot of heart. We are a family. And we have wonderfully dedicated employees here to take care of our community, our patients, our family, each other as well, if I may say, because without that, I don't think many of us would still be here.
The Boston Globe reported this week that Brown University Health has been working with the Diocese of Fall River to retain St. Anne's name and Catholic identity at the hospital. Bristol County Sheriff Paul Heroux this week hosted a tour of the department's new training facility adjacent to the House of Correction in North Dartmouth. Sheriff Heroux says the building used for the new training center was once the former ICE detention center built by former Sheriff Tom Hodgson, which closed in 2021.
It was rows and columns of beds, and when you go over there now, you'll see that it's got 3 different classrooms and it has a couple mock cells. It's just it's being used now, but when I got here, it was basically just mothballed bunk beds. This project was done in-house, and by doing it in-house, we didn't have to go out to contract. We estimated that if we had gone out to contract, it probably would have cost around $500,000 to probably $300,000. More than that, maybe, it might have been as much as, $750,000. It would have been a lot of money, but we estimated around $500,000. But we did all of this for less than $100,000.
The sheriff says new recruits wishing to become correctional officers and law enforcement agencies within the region will benefit from the use of the new facility.
Previously, the training academy was done in a garage across the street, and it was noisy, it was drafty, it was not really a good learning environment, but as you can see, this is a lot quieter, and when you see the other half of the building, you'll see the classrooms are proper classrooms with audio-video equipment and proper HVAC. So it's just a much better introduction to the BCSO than what we had before, and the academy itself has increased in length. It went from 8 weeks to 10 weeks. We added a lot of things that we weren't doing, really getting down into deep before. So it's a different training academy, and it's also better for the SRT to have a proper space to store their equipment, have a proper office for the K-9 unit as well. So it's just overall a much more professional environment for those different units.
President-elect Trump campaigned on executing a mass deportation of undocumented migrants when he returns to office. Sheriff Heroux says he's not interested in reviving the practice of arresting and detaining those who are undocumented in Bristol County.
We have our own inmates to deal with, and we have limited staffing. So to bring more inmates in, or detainees in this case, would just stretch our resources a little bit too thin. And the second reason is this organization has been there and done that, and it didn't go so well for us. It's public knowledge that we're getting sued. It was in April of 2022 this lawsuit came out, but that's active litigation going on right now. And it's extra complicated because the state attorney general is saying, well, the lawsuit, you guys are acting on behalf of the federal government, so we're not going to help out with that. The federal government was saying, no, you guys were actually a state county facility, so we're not going to help out with that. And now we are trying to work through the process to figure out who is going to help navigate the lawsuit and potential settlement agreements.
The sheriff says even though he will not bring back the detention facility, he will assist federal authorities on any investigations which may involve inmates at the jail.
We have right now about 650, 660 inmates, and over the summertime it goes up to 700 or 720. Last time I checked a couple months ago, we had 61 foreign-born individuals, and that was self-report. So that's less than 10% of our population. So they're just self-reported foreign-born. Of those, a subset may be undocumented. We don't know. Our job is to hold and provide care, custody, rehabilitation for anybody the court sends our way. We don't determine who is sent to us, and we don't determine for how long they stay. The court does that. We hold whoever they send. But we're not here to judge them or treat anybody differently. If somebody is undocumented, they're going to be treated the same as anybody else. And if the federal government wants to know a list of who we have in our custody, because they want to look for names, we're going to give them that list, and we'll do it on a regular basis. Like I said, whatever information they're looking for, we'll gladly cooperate because they have a job to do, and I respect that.
The Fall River Department of Community Maintenance is changing the trash pickup schedule next month in 2 sections of the city.
One of them is in the south end of the city, and it's presently a Monday collection. It's down at the Tiverton line. It runs across Shove Street, down Mount Hope Ave, and from down Bay Street to Mount Hope, down to Mount Hope to the Bay. And what we're doing is we're going to move that to Friday collection. So on December 2nd, the vendor will collect their trash, and then collected again on the 6th on that Friday. Following that, each Friday will be their regular collection day. The other route that's moving was once a normal Monday collection, and that's Tuesday's route, which runs from Pecasset Street to Bradford Ave, from Bay and William to South Main. And it includes Columbia Street and the Ferry Street area, Division, everything in the middle, Grant, Hunter, Union Street. That will be moving from Tuesday to Monday. And they'll be there on Tuesday the 3rd, and they will then move to Monday. So the next collection day after that will be Monday the 9th.
DCM Director Charles Denmead says the change in the trash pickup schedule will help spread out daily trash collections, resulting in cost savings for the city. Tuesday
is the largest day. And what happens is Tuesday runs from, I believe it's Middle Street, all the way to the Assonet line. And what it does is it goes from a very tight multi-family houses all the way down to the Assonet line, which consists of a lot of single families. And in this winter time, it's not so bad. But in the summertime, as you and I have spoke before, when the children are out of school and people take vacation, it accumulates a lot of trash, a lot of yard waste, grass clippings. So it's more hours into those areas. And the tonnage increases, which then the vendor spends more hours out there. So by moving this route off of Tuesday, they spend less hours and less time collecting, which is a cost savings to us.
Mr. Denmead is also reminding residents to adhere to the city's recycling guidelines. He says sections of the city consistently struggle to comply with the proper disposal of recyclable material.
There are 3 sections in 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday's collection, that we direct haul directly from the curb to the recyclery, to the MRF. And there are 2 days we have issues with, Tuesday and Thursday. These are the areas that a large portion of it consists of non-owner occupied multi-unit properties. And that's where a lot of the issues lie, because the owners aren't on that property to monitor what's going on. And they're not passing the word down. They're not there to see what's going on. And that's unfortunately where we're having the brunt of our issues.
Even though people may have good intentions when disposing of material they think is recyclable, many items are not. A list of items allowed to be recycled in Fall River can be found on the city's website. Mr. Denmead says DCM continues educating the community on proper recycling practices. In the meantime, it has increased enforcement against those who chronically do not comply with those regulations.
If we see a non-compliant address and carts, we'll leave in one of these tags. We'll check the box, the appropriate box. We photograph the carts. We document the address. When they return to the office, they enter it into the system. We have a system that's dedicated particularly for this. At some point, either the next week or a week later, they'll return. And if it's not in compliance at that point, we'll send a letter to that property owner, informing them that they're again not in non-compliance, and if it should continue, they'll receive a citation. And unfortunately, if it continues, they will receive a citation, and the first citation is for $100, and it escalates from that point forward.
DCM is also seeking snowplow vendors willing to clean city streets this winter.
It's been something through the Northeast region for the past few years. Vendors are less and less. They're hard to get. It's hard. There was years when I first came in here, we had vendors. We had 150 vendors, 175 vendors. Everyone had a plow. Everyone had a brother or cousin, someone that had a plow. Now, people just can't afford the upkeep on them, the insurance on them, or whatever it may be. They're just not out there. But we have some of the highest rates with 2.6% over state rate. We have some of the most competitive rates. We've been fortunate right now. We've added some combos on that we didn't have last year, some new ones. But we are open to small plows, large plows, combos. We're open to everybody.
For more information and for those interested in possibly being a snowplow vendor, you can contact DCM at 508-324-2762. The City of Fall River has a new interim chief of its emergency medical services. Mayor Paul Coogan appointed Captain Nicholas Silva to the position this week until his permanent appointment is approved by the City Council.
Nick is another one of those people that's worked their way up from paramedic to lieutenant to captain, all the way through the ranks. He's very aggressive. He's got a different perspective on how things should run up there, but at the same time, he has a very, very solid crew just underneath him, which have years and years of experience that will help guide him through this.
Captain Silva replaces Chief Timothy Oliveira, who has retired after 30 years of service here in Fall River. The United Way of Greater Fall River is allocating $75,000 among 20 community organizations that make a positive impact by helping those in need put food on their table. Executive Director Kim Smith says the food grants issued to partners within the 7 communities in the organization's service area demonstrate the need that still exists in combating food insecurity.
We have here today with us food pantry partners that are appointment-only pantries, that are guest choice pantries, that are drive-up mobile markets, that are emergency meal delivery services, that are food cupboards to fill the gap in between, because we know one bag of groceries isn't going to last a family for 1 month. We have soup kitchens and church meals. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and everything in between. We have outreach, and we have brown bag lunches and so forth. And so when we look at 20 partners in the spaces that we're in, and hearing sort of anecdotally that there's a lot of us in this space. There's a lot of you because there's a lot of need, and you're all diverse in the services that you offer.
The Greater Fall River Food Pantry is one of the recipients of a United Way grant. Director David Perry says the money will pay for healthy food choices for pantry clients.
This really helps us because we're able to buy fresh produce. This is what we use this money for. Boston Food Bank, unfortunately, lately has declined in their product coming to us, and especially with fresh produce. So this helps us. We buy locally. We buy from either Nassif, which is a local company, or Andrews Fruit Market, and we're able to buy fresh produce, especially in the summertime. Right now, we're getting some product from the Boston Food Bank, but in the summertime it seems to diminish a little bit. So we're able to go to Andrews and Nassif and buy stuff like oranges and peaches and plums and local stuff from them.
Since the end of the pandemic and the rise in cost of groceries due to inflation, Mr. Perry says the interest for the food pantry services continues to grow.
Over the last 3 months, we've signed up 85, 95, and 121 new clients over the last 3 months. It's really starting to affect us a lot because they're coming for a while, these clients weren't coming back. We would sign them up, and out of maybe 85, we'd probably see 15 come back. But over the last 3 months, we're signing them up, and guess what? They're coming back. We're up to 700. Last month, we did 755 families. Last year, we probably did 600. So these families are coming back, which is good. We want to see them come back. But if that continues, if we keep signing up hundreds every month and they keep coming back, we're going to be in the thousands very shortly. And hopefully we can get enough food from Boston. We have increased. They've allowed us, we were getting 10,500 pounds. They've increased us to 11,500 pounds. So that's a good sign. So hopefully we'll keep getting that increase from them in the future.
We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Residential heat pump installer. Filch Engineering Incorporated seeks a full-time residential heat pump installer to install and maintain all makes and models of HVAC equipment, focusing on residential heat pump installation in the Fall River area. Job number 217-55916. Clinician Family Service Association, located at 101 Rock Street, is seeking a full-time clinician to provide outpatient treatment to individual and/or families of the Behavioral Health Center in an office and/or outreach basis. Job number 217-51317. Remote Tax Professional, H&R Block, located at 4171 North Main Street, is looking for a full-time remote tax professional to conduct tax interviews with clients and support do-it-yourself online tax clients through virtual tools. Job number 217-45283. Operations Manager, CVS Health, located at 1620 President Avenue, is looking for a full-time operations manager. For more information, call 508-672-2403. Atlantis Charter School, located at 991 Jefferson Street, has an immediate need for the following full and part-time positions. Grades K through 3 STEM teacher. Job number 217-44657. Grade 7 ELA teacher. Job number 217-44658. For more information about these or other positions, visit Mass Hire JobQuest at jobquest.dcs.eol.mass.gov or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
Welcome back. Slightly more people were unemployed in Fall River last month than the month prior. The jobless rate in Fall River for October was 5%, up 1/10 of a point from 4.9% in September. The unemployment rate in October last year was 4.3%. Rates fluctuated in the suburbs of Fall River and regional gateway cities when it comes to unemployment last month. The state's unemployment rate for October rose 1/10 of a percent to 3.9%. A 5-year-old city organization is giving opportunities to high school students to earn money while working on community art projects. Youth Experiencing Artistic Hope Corps, or YA, is a nonprofit organization that works with Mass Hire and local schools to recruit and hire teens looking to expand their portfolio while working on commissioned community art projects.
They're getting paid for all of their work, so they're getting real-life working experience. Because a lot of teens who are interested in the arts sometimes don't want to go to college, or if they even do go to college, jobs require you to have experience working on different projects. And like, how do you get that experience when you're just coming out of school? So graduating, you already have experience. I worked on this mural, I worked on crosswalk art, I worked on utility boxes, branding, logos, sandwich board designs, talking to businesses. There's so much that goes into it that they're able to put on not only their portfolios, building up their portfolios, but also building up their resumes. It builds a lot of things, teamwork, it builds strengthening skills, it builds character. When we do art, we have to get critiques. Not everybody's always gonna like it, and you kind of have to build thick skin, and that's something that we teach our teens when we're going around, and how do we improve this? How do we take people's ideas? Sometimes people have ideas and they don't know what their ideas are, and we have to kind of take that and form that into something to create an overall message.
YA Corps runs year-round and employed 30 students this past summer. If you drive around Fall River, you've likely seen a YA Corps commissioned project.
We have a big one on South Main Street called Viva Fall River. It's a blue and white tile theme. Off of Columbia Street, which is right near there, there's actually this mural, we call it the Icons of Fall River, that's on the tax consultant building, and it's a huge mural. It has a bunch of like the Fall River Bridge, it has like the lighthouse, a bunch of very big landmarks in Fall River. We've done all of the utility boxes you see in Fall River that are painted. We've done all of those. That's actually something that we started in the city, and we're continuing to do that currently also. We've done Forever Paws mural, we did the Sabre auto body on Bedford Street, we did the Flint mural on Pleasant Street, which is getting a whole revitalization. Currently, storefronts are being renewed, so we've been part of that. And we've done 2 crosswalks around the Flint area and Pleasant Street also.
Ms. Martin says youth artists at YAC Core come away with more than practical experience. They also learn about being a productive citizen.
I think it's all about community, and this is something we always explain to our teens, where it's not just about doing the art and it's not just about doing your art and your solo art. The point of this is to help beautify the city. Especially in Fall River, there was a point where people started saying the city was ugly and the city just is scary to walk in at night, and there's certain parts that people just don't want to go near. So we've been trying to hit some spots where we can incorporate art that the community can appreciate and analyze, while giving our teens basically somewhat like a mission, but like a connection to their community that they live in. I feel like a lot of people kind of get lost in it where they live in Fall River their whole life, but don't really build that connection because they hear a lot of certain things about it. And Fall River has been really rising with the whole arts initiative, trying to build up murals and just in general bringing that lively sense of community that you get from it.
Teens interested in getting involved with YAC Core can find out more information on the job opportunities available by visiting the YAC Core website. We'll wrap up this edition of FRC Media News right after this.
Hi, welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. Today with us we have Baked Potato. She is a 6-year-old female Chihuahua. She came to us as a stray. Nobody came forward for her, but she is the sweetest little thing. She's very affectionate. She doesn't mind being carried and walked around with. She wants to be in your lap a lot of the times. She does like her squeaker toys, so if you have a stuffed animal with a little squeaker, those are her favorites. She does like to go for local walks, but if you wanted just a little cuddle buddy, she would sit on the couch and just snuggle up with you on the couch all day. So for right now, we're gonna have her with kids for 12 up, only because she is a tiny little thing. She's the cutest little rat tail. She's a little peanut. She's all legs. But she has a different coat too for a Chihuahua. She has like a wiry coat. So if you want to come down and meet Baked Potato, I know she'd love to meet you. You can call Forever Paws Animal Shelter to make an appointment. I know you won't be disappointed.
Today we have Banjo. Banjo is a 1-year-old male. He was found as a stray. He is a little shy at first, but he warms up very quick. He is a purr machine. He will roll over for you and show his belly. He is a giant ham when it comes to being loved. He just wants all the attention he can get. Definitely could be a lap cat, definitely would be a good cuddle partner. He seems to be pretty tolerant. I mean, we can do whatever we really want to him, so I think he'd really do best in any household. He is a super good boy. If you are interested in Banjo, you can come on down to Forever Paws on 300 Linwood Street, or you can also visit our website, foreverpaws.com, and follow us on Facebook to keep up with what we have available. If you'd like to meet Banjo, please make an appointment with us and fill out an application.
That's all for this edition of FRC Media News. Please visit our website at frmedia.org for local news and information. One programming note, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, and we're going to take the week off to spend with our families and loved ones, and we wish you all the blessings of that holiday. In December, we'll be producing in-depth interviews for the first 3 weeks of the month. Then join us on December 26th and again on January 2nd as we look back at the top stories that made news in Fall River for 2024. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. For all of us here at FRC Media News, have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.